And that button, I didn't put us in the right spots, though. I forgot to do that. Jeff's in the
That's
right
fine.
spot. Adam's there. You two just need to swap.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I got it.
I'm
I
a
know what I'm
Dan.
doing.
It's
Hey,
like
everyone. Welcome to the show. We're here to play some Fallout 2D20. Yeah, they have escalated. I don't think they're continuing to escalate. They did escalate. Yeah. Yeah, Bert, if you were looking for regular old incompetent Chuck, you gotta wait for tonight's stream. That's where it'll be. Anyway.
Here's stuff.
What?
Did the feet show up for you in the chat?
Yeah,
Like
I
they
see
kept
them.
showing up blank for me.
I see them.
Maybe it's like some kind of mental block.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
Maybe.
could be.
You don't want to see them, so they're not there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's play a game. Story goes better when Chuck doesn't know what's going on. That's true. That's very true, Bert. Stop distracting me, Bert. I'm trying to talk, and I have to read your messages. Let's do character introductions, and we'll get into this. Dan, who are you playing?
Steve, he stabs people sometimes. He sneaks the rest of the time. Talks about abandoning the party a lot.
That's true. That's true. Adam.
Adam, he punches people sometimes. He repairs things sometimes. He talks about his cult a lot and how it's better than this cult.
That's fair. Melissa.
Jules, robot, heals occasionally, successfully contributes to fights rarely. That's Jules.
Nice. And Jeff.
Levon, he shoots people often and also often thinks about abandoning the party. Pretty much only like Steve. we're like Butch and Sundance. We'll see y'all later.
That's great. Okay, so yeah, last session, you've been in the underground facility under Andover. You got down there, things were creepy, farm rule kind of setup. All these weird looking dudes called Raymond walking around. Party immediately just started splits. Finally reconvened last session. And yeah, you took a subway or a little train car. You fought some more Raymonds. You killed Sister Radiance. Exploded stuff, which I didn't remember happening, but I went and listened to the episode and I'm like, yeah, they exploded things, which was fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to pick up with you all heading into this complex facility. You started off in the first room. There were some cages here and there. There was a feral ghoul in one cage. It had died in the explosion. There's a little clipboard with some paper that was still good on it, revealing it was a scientist. Date of birth was before the Great War. And yeah, you can see moving deeper into the complex. The next room's like this, like sterilization clean room kind of thing. Yeah, I'll let you all kind of take it from there. What do you want to do? Just head on in?
I think we pretty much searched this room out, didn't we?
Yeah.
At this point. I guess let's keep on going.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you push your way in. Easy enough to get through this like clean room, no troubles there. And it's this very sterile looking medical kind of facility kind of vibe to it. Looking around, there's actually a directory on the wall not too far from your at. It looks ancient, very like the coloring on this placard that kind of shows go here for this, there for that. Colors all just faded off of it with age, but it's engraved, so you can still make out what it says. And it kind of points to a couple different locations. There's records. There's points to a couple different laboratories. There's even a point off to a pharmacy. And mechanical access.
I
Does
would
it have like a "You are here" on it?
It's just, on the side of the wall, just arrows pointing down this hallway, that hallway. Very hospital-like.
I would be interested in locating additional medicines
Sure.
while we are here. Those could be useful.
Yeah. It's eerily quiet. There's a little bit of smoke in the air from the explosion before, but no sounds, no nothing, quiet. You start following the hallway down, and you move across. It looks very much medical facility. You see a few exam rooms, and eventually you come to a counter on a hallway. You can see behind the counter is a room, and it's loaded with shelves, and all these shelves have these different white bottles all over. I mean, just countless bottles. You can see there's like a little lab station in there. You can see, kind of looking off to the side, there's a hallway that cuts around. You can see a door getting into it from the side hallway, but over the counter there's that like metal grating, like that pulls down, kind of closes it off, and it's currently down. What do y'all want to do?
Just trying to remember a couple things that were going on with that feral that was there. Did we figure out why they were there, or did we just assume that? I'm having a hard time remembering.
So the feral that died in the explosion,
It was in a cage, I think.
it was in a cage.
Yeah.
And there was a clipboard on the front of the cage. That the pages were burnt and singed from the explosion, but it was still enough that Levon could make out what it said. It said it, Dr. So-and-so gave...
Christopher Lee.
What's that?
Dr. Christopher Lee.
That's right, Christopher Lee. Because it got a grin out of Adam last time it was brought up. Yeah.
Born 2030s.
Yeah. And it said something along the lines of like, full or frontal lobe reconstruction or something like that is some kind of procedure that was going to be performed on it or had been performed on it. And kind of when you looked at it, you could see that there were fresh and active like cuts and then stitches up across this thing's forehead and over kind of like the top of its head, like it had had some kind of surgery in the brain
These
pan.
people have lobotomies.
If they're attempting to manufacture more ferals, this is absolutely a crime. If they're attempting to be able to find a way to help them, then this research could be useful, but there's many moral implications behind it.
Yeah, I figure we gotta keep looking, see if we can figure out what they were doing.
I would venture a guess that there are many immoral decisions that the founders of this place have made over time.
Well, if we can find out what they have discovered, then perhaps in the hands of somebody who would be more responsible, it would be good information.
Yep.
Like, it's very obvious that Adam in the past didn't said a lot of things that weren't very sensitive to Levon's position, but he keeps looking at Levon now as he's trying to be cognizant of the fact that he's here and not just spouting his religion.
I mean, Levon, I don't really much care about morality or not. I just feel like let's get the hell out of here as quick as we can with as many things as we can. They can go on doing whatever the hell they want, as long as it's far away from me.
Yeah, because I know we were supposed to pick up 4 people, wasn't it?
3.
3. Okay.
And one of them you did find. He was the one who was lobotomized,
Yeah,
essentially with that
he's
strange
already-
contraption.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to take him out of here necessarily.
I mean, we could as
Yeah.
proof of what's. Sorry, I keep forgetting that I'm a robot. We could and provide evidence for what has occurred here, but we should locate the others first. I would still like to go to the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Gather supplies.
Yeah, and you all kind of, while you're talking, you did move, and you are outside the pharmacy. Like I said, there's the counter with the cage kind of over the front of it. And you can see if you move around the corner in this hallway, there's a door accessing the side of it, or entering into the pharmacy.
Adam
What
is
happens if we try to open the door?
You move to the side, try to open it. It is locked.
I think I have a lock pick.
Sure.
Want to give that a shot?
Yeah, go for it.
can I assist in that?
Lock
forget
picking,
how.
it's delicate in a small space. I don't think there would be a good way to give an assist.
All right,
You
cool.
like the Patrick Swayze ghost scene?
Ooh, ouch.
No successes.
I guess I will go ahead and luck one of these.
Sure.
Starting to run out of luck points.
Okay. Yeah,
There
you
we
pull
go.
a success. One's good enough. Yeah, you spend a few minutes, and yeah, eventually you get the lock. The door swings open. It's very clean in here, well maintained, no signs of dust on anything, and just countless shelves full of medication, like a science lab kind of setup as well. Also, you can see that on the counter, underneath the counter, are several filing cabinets. They're all closed.
I'd have some records or something in there that might tell us something.
Yeah, Adam is highly interested in seeing what he can figure out from this.
Sure. You go into the filing cabinets then?
Mhm.
Yeah. Open them up. They're not locked. And you can see these things are just packed full of log books. You kind of start pulling them out, and you can see they're all dated. And each one, covers a couple years, going back 60, 70 years at least. And as you kind of start opening them up, kind of looking at them, you can see that there is just listing people. And you can see they're tracking weight. You can see that they're tracking age. They're also tracking, it looks like, dosing sides, like, however many milligrams. You can see they're carefully monitoring it and adjusting it to the person's weight as the weight changes throughout their life. You going to start with the newer books or the older books?
Let's go with the newer.
Sure.
Probably the most recent stuff.
Yeah, you find the most recent books. You kind of flip towards the last pages, and the previous 5 entries, you're listed there, Adam, as the last person. They don't have weight or anything. They have a dosing size, like however many 100 milligrams, the little question mark next to it. You can see that Jules is there, but next to Jules' name, Robot NA. And then the 3 before that are the names of these Minutemen. And you can see they have, a handful of entries for weight. Weight didn't really fluctuate between the different measurements, so the dosing size all kind of, it stays consistent between them.
Mhm. Good thing that we did not eat anything they had offered. Although I wonder if there was any way they could have snuck in some sort of dosages with what's recorded here. Or is this a matter of them wondering what dosages to give me?
Kind of hard to tell.
Didn't drink anything or anything like that.
No. Coming from a cult, I know what to look for.
You You get feeling any strange pricks on your skin when you were talking with someone? Kind of.
None that I recall. Although, unfortunately, in this case, my pain tolerance is high.
Maybe they gassed you or something. You ever indoors for an extended period of time or something?
It's possible. Not all gas is able to be seen.
Now, Jules, you said you
Silent
were
but
interested.
deadly. I get you.
Yeah, you were interested in medication. Did you want to look at the medication on the shelves?
Yeah, I suppose before I scavenge, I'll see if I can figure out what they're concocting.
Yeah. Let me have you. I want to give. We're just going to call this a medicine test.
When does luck refresh again? I feel like I ask that every month.
Adventure, like at the end of every like little adventure.
Oh yeah, not yet. Okay.
You could, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. I don't think you can only use luck for rerolls.
Okay, I'll spend 1 to reroll 1.
You got a
2.
an AP check.
I see that. I'll take it on my stockpile of action points. Okay.
So I got 2 successes and oh no, wait, this isn't the scavenger. I'll hold that till I scavenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, immediately start looking over the medications. You see a lot of like standard kind of antibiotics, pain meds, things you would imagine would be handy for just everyday life. But the vast majority of these shelves, these pills, are all dedicated to stuff that affects mood, sedatives, stuff like that. Just a cocktail of keeping people calm, happy, easily manipulated.
Yes, it is likely wise that you all did not consume, as all of these medications, for the most part, seem aimed at control.
Just check another one off the box. Crazy conspiracy cult theory. Everybody's been drinking the Kool-Aid.
Looking through these records, even some of the old ones, is there anything of relevance to glean? Adam is particularly interested in seeing what progress was made.
So this is very much, it seems like it's for tracking.
Just record keeping.
Dosage sizing. Okay. Yeah. Right. Like 2 things that you're going to be able to pick up. Like you can see there's whole entire lives of people on these records, starting off at infants and then going clear up. Almost everyone, they stop tracking them when they hit like 50. There are some instances of people going earlier and later. And the other thing that you would kind of get for that is it also is kind of weight based. It looks like their 2 thresholds are age and like, the body mass index. Like,
was it high when they let people go or low when they let people go? High. So they're fattening them people up.
Jules will hold up kind of a handful of the meds in her pincher arm and just say, any objections to destruction?
No objections to destruction, but they also could be sold.
Would you like to have other out there taking control of other moods and minds?
It's not necessarily something that I have a strong opinion of.
Burn it.
So the ones that are in Jules' pincher, she's just going to
crush
destroy.
Okay.
those.
No,
And maybe,
there's a
like-
lot.
Might just have to burn the whole place down.
Perhaps I do not object to retaining a few for barter purposes. And can I do a scavenge roll to see if there's anything else for?
Yes, I'll tell you, there's so much medication here. You're all going to be able to walk away with more medication than you'll know what to do with.
Okay.
But if you want to give me a scavenger roll to see if there's anything else,
What is a scavenge roll?
that is going to be a survival,
Okay.
perception.
Survival,
There we go.
perception.
Oh, snap. Everyone gets to restore 1 point of luck. Thank you, Bert. Steven, I still have your complication noted.
Okay, I am going to take that point of luck.
Yeah.
I got a complication, and I'm
You
going to
did.
re-roll the other one. Although with my pharma, I get one additional item for free, which I need because I got no successes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say kind of digging through. You find like a first aid kit. So when it comes to patching someone up, you'll get a bonus for that. But you got a complication.
I did.
And as you're kind of moving around looking for things here and there, you kind of lose track of yourself next to these like chemistry kits. Like they're synthesizing drugs here. And you accidentally bump one of the burners. It starts up. And before you all realize it, it's just this white gas is just starting to billow out of this burner. Jules, you're fine. The rest of you definitely, you start getting this weird kind of like citrusy smell in the air. You all start
Didn't
feeling
say
a
I was
little
ready
woozy.
to start the fire yet.
I do apologize. I appear to have turned a knob that is now off, and I cannot change this situation.
So what do we need to do other than run?
If you want to stay in the room, I will want an endurance test.
You all can evacuate. I can stay and collect
We're going to
medicine.
call this, there's no just straight up like tank this roll. And we'll just call it, give me athletics test. Physical might, how long can you withstand the exposure to whatever this chemical is? Unless you just want to run out of the room.
Maybe
Yeah.
survival endurance.
Survival endurance sounds fantastic. Oh, it's already set up like that too.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
you reading things.
Yeah, Adam is going to attempt to stay and see if he can repair the knob she broke.
Sure, yeah. So give me
So
that
first
survival
off,
endurance.
Yeah.
And anyone else staying in the room?
Nope. Probably wasn't even there to begin with.
Okay. Yeah, so that passes, 2 successes. So you're going to give me your repair test now.
Okay.
One success. Sure enough, it's easy enough. The knob's broken clean, but you can see the fuel tank underneath, kind of feeding this Bunsen burner, and you easily just turn that off. There's some tongs nearby or something like that for moving hot glassware around, and you just pull the container off as well. And after a few moments, kind of starts thinning out. This room must have like air handlers or something, because the smoke is starting to quickly dissipate. You do feel a little fuzzy. Definitely some kind of effect, but nothing that's going to cause you any troubles with that survival test.
Maybe it takes a while to filter out.
Sure.
You just need one more test.
If you want to, go for it.
Get that full purchase of complications worth at least
Okay.
for Stephen, because I know he's
Oh, that's way too easy for a complication.
yeah. That's why I'm like, eh.
It's not complicated yet.
It's not complicated
Oh,
enough.
I didn't succeed it.
Yeah, you don't succeed. It still doesn't count as Steven's complication, but yeah,
Oh,
you're feeling real good. Real
So make
good.
sure we leave right after we set the fire.
Yeah,
Everything's fine.
anything that
I
you
fixed
do
it.
that's going to require fine motor skills for a while, difficulty is going to be a step up.
Okay. Hey, I fixed it. You can come on back in. It's safe.
Nah,
Nope.
Huh?
I'm keeping watch out here
But
while
the-
y'all waste time.
And we're gonna find things out.
Uh-huh. You're gonna find something, that's for sure.
Already did. I'm gonna find out what they were doing as I like go towards the next room.
Sure.
So, like, I have tunnel vision now. I need to find out what they've discovered doing all this.
Moving around, kind of looking for the next room. You do see it's like a records room. You can kind of look in from the little window outside. You can see it's just full of filing cabinets. There is a desk with, pen, paper on it, like someone had been keeping notes here recently.
All right,
guess
cool.
next place to go.
Notes.
Yeah,
So
this
I look at
door
the
isn't
notes.
locked, but it is, like I said, just packed full of more filing cabinets, more logbooks.
They probably have like an index system of some sort, maybe.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, to start looking through here, I will want it's going to be an intelligence-based test. We're going to do survival intelligence, just covering the searching and the looking.
All right.
Making sense of these records.
Let's give it a shot.
Oh,
There we go.
you both did good. Yeah. So Levon, you're still posting up, taking guard
Mhm.
outside.
Did they get
yeah.
Did they get AP for that, by the way?
Oh, they did. I forgot to check that. I only wanted one. You both pulled two. Levon, you're outside watching. I want a survival perception.
Rival perception. All right. Let's see. I'll go ahead and take one of them then. Get a little extra
Sure.
extra oomph. Let's see. So perception. Okay, it's one success.
Okay, that's good.
Good thing you got it though.
Yeah, as you're kind of standing out in the hallway, kind of looking around while they move in to start rifling through shelves, you do realize that there are cameras throughout this complex. And where Levon, where you're standing at specifically, there is a camera down the hall looking right at you. So if whatever is monitoring these cameras on the other end, you all would definitely be on camera.
I shoot it.
I'm not gonna make you roll cowboy 6-shooter that thing right through the lens.
And I'll just call in like, yeah, they got eyes on us. Y'all just take your time. I mean, they got eyes on us, but that's fine. They outnumber us like, 50 to 4 or whatever it might be. But yeah, go ahead, take your time. Just browse, see what y'all want to buy.
It'll be all right. Don't worry.
I think I'm just looking for stuff on the two guys that were looking to get out, since we never found them.
Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. Either they're physically dead or they're brain dead, man.
Maybe.
But what did they find out?
So, yeah, you both do good. So I'm gonna say we're gonna go with Steve. High or low, Steve? Give me a percent. Well, tell me high or low.
Let's say low.
All right, I'll roll a percentile. Okay.
Just barely.
Sure. You find, like the the pharmacy room, you find detailed notes on everyone. Like going back like years and years and years, like, decades, maybe even up to a century with as old as some of these look. And it's got everyone listed, and it's tracking a couple of different things. Family lineage. Like you got family trees here. You got spouses, and it seems like this is very much planning. Like the selection of who marries who is very carefully detailed here. They also have on this kind of behavioral records, like talking about compliance, job performance, things like that. Very carefully tracking this. The few notes that you see for people that drop low enough on their behavioral compliance, you can see notes brought in for procedure, and then after that, their behavioral compliance just 100% across the board. Let's see, there's another piece of information in there, but I forgot the exact words for it. Give me a second. Okay, this is actually going to give you the information that you wanted. You find notes on the 3 Minutemen. All
Nice.
of them were doing low on their compliance. One of them was brought in for a procedure and all of a sudden started hitting that 100% on behavioral compliance. The other 2 were brought into the procedure and their records just stopped.
I guess we'll pick this stuff up. It's evidence, at least.
Yeah.
We know what happened.
Yeah. And then Adam, you go for the older stuff and you start digging around looking, and you're finding records well before like this tracking of everyone of an organization, HTHT, Freedom Through Higher Thoughts. And all these listings of really high, fancy sounding people, doctors, both medical sciences, arts, everything. Talking about specialities, health information is logged in there, family information. Yeah. And this is pre-war dated.
I've been doing this since before the Great War.
Something like
Is that what it's
that.
called?
You
Can't
said
remember.
it right last session, and I, for the sake of me, like, okay, remember to say it this way, Chuck, and that means I've completely forgotten what it is altogether.
Yeah. Final Countdown is not in this setting.
Was it the day of many suns or something? I was like when the bombs fell or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they, in the people who live here, that's how they referred to it as, the Day of Many Suns. Okay. Yeah.
It still doesn't tell me what they've figured out since they've been doing this, though. So since I don't see anything on that, I'm just going to drop it. Okay. And, I just kind of say what I found and move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy with what I found. It tells us the information we were looking for.
Okay. Back in the hallway, Jules, did you want to look for anything in there? Or are you just waiting to move on?
I'm just gathering all of the medication and getting it ready to move.
Not a problem. Like I said, more than what I want to have you write in your character sheet, because it's a shitload and it's very.
I'll be in the hallway kind of looking to see what's continuing as we go.
Just put drugs. Just put there.
Yeah.
Drugs. All of them.
Yes.
More than you can carry.
Gonna
have to take a bunch of buff out just to carry it all out of here.
Right. moving back out in the hallway, kind of looking around. Two other kind of areas kind of hop out at you. One points to the director's office, and the other one points to mechanical access.
I do believe, Levon, that the director's office might be another location for information to bring back.
All right, well, let's hustle. Go ahead. Do your little search thing. Keep an eye out. Let's be big old heroes, I suppose.
I will refrain from turning knobs in this room just in case.
Okay. And where were you going again?
Director's office.
Yeah. You move down the hallway following it. The kind of the arrows going to it. As you approach, the doors open. And you can see that the placard adhered to the outside of the door where like a nameplate would be says The Eternal.
Oh,
I forgot. There was another thing that you would have missed in those rooms. Third room in addition to that. It would have been operating theater. But yeah, so yeah, doors open. You can see the little placard on the outside, list as the Eternal.
time to sneak. Probably.
And Levon, you've got sharp eyes, so I'm going to give this to you. You can see
Not
that
the
like,
robot that is.
we all know how well
Jules does anything.
notices things sometimes. No, Levon, you can see like regular placards, just double-sided sticky tape, and you can see that it is on top of another placard.
I'll rip it off, the Eternal one, just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Underneath of it, it says Dr. Peter Cushing. And Peter Cushing, Media Relations.
Oh,
Well, either they're just sort of reassigning offices, or Mr. Cushing here gave himself one hell of a promotion at some point.
Yes, the Eternal is quite the name to provide yourself.
we gotta go ahead and sneak up a little bit here and see if we can see in the room.
Sure, give me your stealth roll here, your sneak test. Yeah, I'll give you a point back for that. You very carefully kind of look in, kind of peer around the corner. Very well fancy kind of office, leather furniture, big giant oak desk. Fancy like ledgers and books and whatnot on the counter. The things that you're going to see right off the bat is there is a glass on the desk with some drink in it. You can see there's some condensation on the exterior of it. You can see that there is an ashtray with a cigar in it, still smoking, like smoke coming off the cigar. Yeah, that's what you see from the exterior, but you don't see a sign of anyone in here.
Well, someone was here recently. So either they snuck by us or found some other way out of this room. Was there any way to get past us on the way here?
Give me a survival perception test.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're not sure this. Do you want to luck?
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
You remember you can spend AP before you roll to get extra dice, right?
Dang.
Yeah, you're not sure. This place is a kind of a twisted maze of hallways and corridors. but you're just not familiar enough with the layout to know where he might have gone if someone was in here.
Jules will take her pincher arm and like do some knocking on the walls to kind of look for like a way out.
Oh, that's a smart idea. Okay. You're going to do that specific action. So that means you do find a section of these bookshelves that he's got these bookshelves on this one wall. The books are fake. Very hard wood knock when you hit to it. Sounds hollow. You search around for a few minutes and hit a little button kind of hiding on the top of a book, and it just slides to the side, and behind it you see monitors for security cameras with the one camera that Levon shot out. You see a little dry bar, a couple nice bottles of whiskey and whatnot back there, box of cigars. You also see 2 or 3 of kind of mounted on the wall trophy display case, not trophy, display case style, of these masks that you saw the Eternal wearing.
I see. This man was a doctor of fake books, it seems. He was watching our movements.
Do we anything of interest on the screens?
Yeah. So you look at it and you can see that there is you see the Eternal with 2 Russells moving out of the room with the where the explosion was, walking with purpose into the complex. You can see they're kind of approaching. They're going to go by that pharmacy you went by.
Coming up behind us.
Essentially, he's going to be coming up behind you here in a few minutes. Looks like. Got the dog action. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah. I guess we can strategize for a second then if we're going to get ambushed.
Why don't we
Ambush
be
the
the-
ambushers.
Yes.
Yeah. He seems to have a good idea where we're going to be, which is probably right here.
Okay.
So Adam, being right-handed, is going to get to the right side of the door,
Sure.
so that and he's just going to stand up against it, so that when someone comes around, he can come right with a haymaker.
Okay. Yeah. Set up a little ambush there. What are the rest of you doing?
This is a hallway, right? So like the
Yeah,
hallway and then
essentially,
there's
it's
the
kind of
office.
at the end of a hallway.
Is there like another door, or is there like a way around so that I can like pop out of a different office or pop out
Sure.
of a different,
Absolutely,
like something
yeah.
like that?
Looking across
the
the
top.
way, you can see that there is the surgery theater, just down, just a little, 5-6 feet down on the opposite side. So you could easily move over there,
Mhm.
ready to ambush.
All right.
Might
Make
do
sure
the
my
same
fence-
thing. So that way when they come up to the office door, I can come up behind them.
Yeah, and they will be this. Yeah, when if they're coming up to the Eternal's office, they will be moving past this other door to the surgical theater first. So
Do we want to hit the Raymonds first?
I don't think so.
okay. Jules?
I
Probably
could
more dangerous.
retain the element of surprise from here and come out of the bookshelf with Flamer.
Nice. Okay. Everyone is ready in their ambush position. Eventually, you all hear the heavy footsteps coming down the hall. I want Levon and Steve, as they're kind of moving past you, you can hear the Eternal kind of whispering quietly instructions to the Raymonds. Go ahead and give me I want like an eavesdrop test, a listening test. It's probably going to be survival perception.
All right, I'll burn AP. Increase my chances. Yeah, still failed.
Oh,
I might do the same.
sure.
Oof, it counted.
Okay.
Third die.
2. I just wanted 1, so take an AP back for that. So yeah, you'll hear Steve as he's whispering as he kind of moves past the door you're hiding behind. I don't care about the humans, but I want the ghoul that they're with. Try not to harm him. The robots I could give or take. And he moves up to the door.
Oh, no. I'm just joking. I wouldn't do
Moves
that.
up to the door and he calls into his office. Calls into his office. I know you're all in there. Come out and surrender now. No harm will come to you, which is more mercy than you gave Sister Radiance.
It's at that moment that I'm going to try and step around to grab him to pull him into the room.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. You're going to give me an athletics test here.
I'm going to take an AP.
Yeah. Two successes. That's good. That's what I was going to ask for. Yeah, you reach out, you grab him by the front of these fancy robes he wears, and you just jerk him right into the room. Immediately as you do that, those raiments go from the regular old, like, you know, Farmer Joe looking dudes to their very angry transform mode. Those of you who, Jules, Levon, Steve, combat's definitely getting ready to unfold.
Have to stab.
Okay. Yeah, you move up to an angry Raymond. I'm going to drop them back on the table so I can track this. There are 2 of them.
Double check all the things I have.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, good. It's been just a second. All right, I think I just make a regular attack for now. Okay. Gotta stab a Raymond.
Yeah,
With my very sissy combat knife.
you got this.
And
you go ahead.
Because I have Blitz, I can re-roll one of my dice for free.
Okay, nice. They had a defensive 1, so that 1 hit. You turn that to 2, so you could take your extra action point.
All right.
And then if you want to give me damage.
And then I gotta double check. I get extra damage. Six. And it's what is it? Vicious, so it's 9 damage.
9 damage with piercing 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Well done with your little knife.
Yeah.
There are certainly better knives to have, but this
Run
one
up,
do.
You stab hard, kind of sparks and hydraulic fluid come out.
And
Still
there's-
definitely up. What's that?
And I get a critical too,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
if enough damage went through.
Enough damage did go through. Let's see where your critical connects. Left arm. And the injury for a left arm. They drop any held objects. Cannot perform any actions with that arm. They're not holding anything, but it will definitely help with the fact that they're very strong, and taking an arm away will definitely help out with that. Okay. Levon and Jules.
Yeah. So Levon's going to lean out, tap into his action boy girl to take 2 shots here without penalty. He'll aim with his minor, and I'll shoot the same one that Steve just stabbed, as I will try to Focus fire.
Very
I
nice.
believe is the word they call it. So awareness is, I think, just for damage. Yeah, it is. All right. So first attack.
Chuck, how many people are inside the room now?
There are
Burn-
3. Jules,
okay.
yourself, Adam, and the Eternal are all inside the room.
Okay, so just the
Um,
Eternal, none of the Raymonds are in the room yet.
No, they haven't. Not
Okay.
yet.
I burnt that last AP
Sure.
to get an extra on this first shot here. That
Oh,
is
man.
4
Nice.
successes.
So take 3.
2, right?
Okay.
Because you're doing.
Hmm?
Is it the first one that's discounted or the second attack that's discounted for?
I don't have
difficulty?
anything discounted because of
Okay.
my action boy girl.
Yeah.
I don't take penalties on that. So
Yeah.
Nice.
3 action
Yeah,
points
so-
on that. You get to
Okay.
move to the pool.
and I'll spend
We get a chance.
I'll spend 2 of that AP to get additional damage die on this.
Nice.
So this is going to be a total of 10. And this is going to have the piercing 2 effect because of my awareness feat.
Nice.
So that
Nice.
is 11 points of damage with piercing 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. This thing shooting sparks looks like it's in absolutely terrible shape.
And my second shot, I'll do burn that AP, do the same thing. I'll fire again. 5
Oh,
successes
God.
this time.
Wow.
God.
And I will burn 3 AP. Well, he's shooting sparks, huh? I'll
Yeah.
burn 2 AP
Okay.
and I'll leave the others for someone else.
Sure.
This again has the piercing 2 quality as well.
So
That's
nice.
11 points of damage, piercing 2.
First shot hits hard. Second shot right through the back of the head. This thing hasn't had a chance to turn around. Its face explodes off. 1 Raymond is destroyed.
Don't turn around.
Jules.
Just walk away.
Just give me the
Jules is
thumbs
going to
up.
wait until there are more people in the room
Okay.
because that's the only enemy that came into the room and it's been taken
Yeah.
care of effectively.
Let's see. I'm just going to drop this here representing the Eternal. We're going to do initiative now. Since it's flat, I'm just going to click all the things. I do appreciate the flat initiative.
It's kind of nice.
Leave on. Combat starts up, and you're at the top of the order.
I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did. I will tap in my action boy girl and I'll do my, let's see. It is. So you can give yourself 2 threat, by the way, for the original action boy girl.
Oh, okay.
So that's, yeah. So you have two additional threat. So I'm going to spend that 2 AP this time to do my action boy girl extra major action. I'm going to aim with my minor action. And then I'll give you another threat. So I can roll this with 3 dice. Or another
Whatever.
AP. Sorry, I'm used to calling it threat from.
I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
3
Okay,
successes.
That's 3
You get 2,
successes.
so you'll take 2 AP on that.
Okay, and I'll go ahead and burn one of those for an extra damage die.
Yeah. This will
Gives
be
me
a
9.
shot to the head.
Piercing 2 as well. 12 points of damage with piercing 2.
12, you said, with piercing 2. Good God.
Mm-hmm. And I'll burn for my second major action. I'll burn that AP to get another 3rd die to shoot again.
Yeah.
That is a complication, so you do get that. I'll give you AP or whatever it is.
Sure.
But I'll get I'll get 1 AP back from that. I'll leave that in there for somebody else and just roll damage straight.
Okay.
And so it's still 11 points of damage, piercing 2.
Good God. Okay.
Pew pew indeed.
Right?
Angry Raymond turns around, looks at you, Levon, and then turns his head towards Steve.
I mean, I'm not surprised by this.
It can't hurt me. We heard it.
Eyes glow red. Its laser beams shoot out of its eyes.
Oof.
What's your defense?
This too.
Okay. So it's going to hit you on the left leg. And then my damage. I need to check the cheat sheet real quick. Because I can spend 1 damage. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm going to stack. I'm going to spend 3 of my AP to increase the damage.
Oh boy.
And this is vicious, so that would actually come out to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
Fortunately, I have an entire 2 points of energy armor.
Okay.
So I can reduce that down a little bit. But still, that just about annihilates me.
Are you still up?
Yeah, I have four health left, and I will take an injury, I guess.
Sure. And as Steven's complication comes into play, after he shoots these energy beams, his eyes turn back to the normal color, but they're flashing, continually getting faster.
Oh,
The Eternal's turn.
favorite.
Yeah. He's just gonna... God, he's gonna try and get away, but he's really crappy at this. Does anyone remember what the code is for to roll Fallout dice in?
CD, I think. Something like that. Nope, that's not it. It must be a different one.
/G?
Oh my gosh.
Are there like grapple rules in this game at all?
It'll be an opposed strength test.
Okay.
I don't remember.
It's DC.
DC. 5 DC.
I knew it was D and C in there somewhere.
All right, so that's going to be 4 successes for me. So you can roll an opposing athletics test.
All right. And I need to get 4 successes? Or
Yeah.
6 successes? All right. I'm going to use that AP.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I rolled that the wrong way altogether. Okay, you pulled 3 successes. I realized I was doing the wrong thing. I need to roll 2d20. I'm going to give myself another die. And I have to hit 5 or less, and I only get 1 success. Okay, yeah, he struggles, tries to break free, is not able to get out of your grasp.
That's a couple AP then.
Yeah, that is a couple AP. Let me go. There's still time for you all to walk away from this. Very unaware of how bad things are going in the hallway for his side. Steve, you're up.
Boy, oh boy. Nothing like the present to try and explode. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and just try and shoot him with my double barrel shotgun.
Okay, the remaining Raymond.
Yeah, I'll take an AP to get myself an extra die
Sure.
since I'm out of fancy tricks now.
He's got a defense of 1, so you get 2 extra AP on that.
All right. I'm going to use both shells, so I'll take an extra bit of damage that way, and then I'm going to go ahead and spend those 2 AP back down. That's a little more damage to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that did not roll well.
Still 8 damage.
It's vicious, at least. It's 12.
8, 9, 10. Yeah, 12 damage. Okay. That's going to do the job, though.
Whew.
Adam.
All right. He said there's still time to walk away from this. I'm just going to look at him and say, no walking, as I'm going to sweep his legs out from under him and sit on him.
It's
Give
gonna
me an
run back
athletics
toward
test.
Levon.
I just want 1 success here.
I was gonna move away to where Levon is.
Okay.
Sorry, I
No, that's
kind of moved on quickly.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, a success
Trip
with a
and fall off.
complication. I need a survival endurance test.
All right.
Okay. You're going to pass the survival endurance, or you did pass it. So here's what happens. You kick his feet out from under him. You set on him. But you realize he's got like something sharp and pokey hidden in his robes, and it just right into your butt meat.
Ow.
I'm going to make you take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
But you immediately jump up, and you can see coming out as Jules, you see this. Adam has this big old syringe hanging out of his backside. Plunger was not depressed though. If he would have failed that, he would have gotten a handful of whatever is in this syringe.
So
Adam.
am I not sitting on him then? I'm
No,
standing
you
now?
jumped back up.
Okay.
No. How would you have handled the syringe in your butt? Because you did pass on setting on him, but the complication was you got poked in the butt with the syringe.
I'd probably yank that out and try and keep my foot on him while I do it
Sure, not a problem.
instead
Yeah.
of sitting on him.
You hold him down, you pull the syringe out. It's full of this clear liquid.
And now I've done a lot this turn, so I'm just going to hold it over him and look at him like I'm about ready to inject him with it.
Sure. Jules, we'll let you take your turn.
All right. I will come out all threatening like with my flamer.
You gotta get him.
Gonna get him.
And likely not actually get him, but we'll see.
Okay.
Hey, 1 success.
Now, Adam does have his foot on there. You do pull a success. He's on the ground. It's going to be easier. You only needed 1. You can definitely hit him with this damage without dealing injury to Adam. So give me that damage roll.
All right.
Two points of damage, persistent spread burst. Okay. He does not have any armor, so he takes both points of that damage.
Okay. And then can I do the persistent? Because I don't want to do burst because that's going to spread it to
Yeah.
Adam.
So yeah, he catches on fire. He's now flailing around on the ground, screaming his head off. And we're going to break initiative at that point as...
And I'll take the other effect as for the spread, it's 1 additional hit on the target.
Oh, wow. Okay. So another 2
So for
points on
each
him.
effect rolled, 1 additional hit on the target. So 4 damage.
Oh, okay. Let me adjust.
Sorry, I'm just reading over the
No, that's
effects again.
fine. Okay.
And then at the end of their next and subsequent turns, if he's still alive, he will suffer those 2 damage again for a persistent.
Give that to me again.
So persistent is if 1 or more effects are rolled, the target suffers the weapon's damage again at the end of their next and subsequent turns for a number of round equal to the number of effects rolled.
You rolled 2 effects, 2 turns.
Yeah, you can spend a major action to test against that. So with burst, I'm assuming it's not like I actually don't have a choice because it says the attack hits 1 additional target within close range of the primary target for each effect rolled.
You know what? Adam's quick enough. I'm not worried about it.
I
Unless you
think
just
you can
really want to
probably-
light Adam on fire.
Could be fun.
I'm not looking to. I just am thinking I don't really have.
Adam, the
but-
flame
Points.
runs up your leg. You also take 2 points of fire damage.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's fun.
Sorry.
As
you're not. It's
now
okay.
the Eternal's rolling around on the ground on fire. Adam, you're swatting your leg out. Levon and Steve, you walk in very much like Donald Glover in that one episode of Community, where just everything's on fire. What has happened here?
Oh no, we're in so much trouble.
Jules is
Levon.
looking very
Yes.
pleased with finally getting that attack off.
Right. I know. I'm like, is it possibly going to hurt Adam? Because I never succeed.
We've
Oops.
been had.
Yeah. I love how Steve and I walk in having just wrecked those two like dangerous things. And we come in here with this like scrawny little scientist guy. Everything's on fire. I just man,
I had the situation under control.
It's not too late to just turn around and walk away.
Yes. And Jules very much is very pleased holding the flamer. Hit him.
is
I hit him.
the scientist still alive?
He's still screaming on the ground, yeah.
I'm gonna walk up and just put my boot like right on his throat. And I'm gonna say, you got any intelligent things or information to give us?
There
Put
we
me
go.
out! Put me out!
And I shoot him in the head. And I shoot him in the head. I don't even let him talk because I didn't really care.
You put a hole through his mask in the center of the forehead, and he stops kicking.
Oh, I guess he didn't have anything to say.
I didn't hear anything useful.
Well,
And he reloads his gun.
Yeah, that's important to do.
you're in his office. You found the security cameras. You found his booze. You found his cigars.
I mean, we can certainly take the booze and the cigars.
There's
Adam-
still his desk with, writing
Adam
stuff.
is twitching and like he looks like he's about to say something. And he looks at Levon and then decides against it and just moves on. He'll go straight to his computer though to see, or terminal or desk or something to see if he can find anything.
Yeah. I think this might be our first computer test of the game.
It might be.
Is there a computer? Is that
Science?
Science. I think Jules would be our most adequate person for this test.
Yeah, I think it's a science test to get into that.
I am indeed adequate. Did you see how I adequately set him ablaze?
Yeah, he did a real good job of that. Yep.
Yeah.
I am adequate.
You pull a success. Good enough. It's not even password locked. Like, this dude's
I don't even
arrogant.
have any science.
It's God.
Yeah, you start digging through it, and he keeps very detailed records. And you get this giant lore dump of, this was a community of free thinkers before the war. The HTHT, and wasn't protected against radiation. They weren't planning on this. This was just a place for them, very much like kind of like the BioShock games, just a place for people to come and just do what they want to do in their pursuits of knowledge without having to worry about government oversight. Weren't protected against radiation, so the entire initial population was doused with radiation, turned into ghouls. Over time, they started going feral. And so the Eternal here is tracking, essentially, like Dan pointed out earlier, lambs to the slaughter. They keep these people drugged, happy, get them fat when they get old enough. They still have all the original members of this community in the lower levels. And they just feed them people.
Dang.
So, speaking of records, are we able to find the names of the other missing folks that we are here to locate?
Yes, you do find the specific records on them. You find he notes when they showed up, who he was planning on marrying them to, the jobs he assigned them, all of the details on the pitch for them to join with the Minutemen. But he notes they weren't complying with behavioral. They found the medication they've stopped taking, their vitamins, so to say, and so to keep them in compliance, he was going to have them lobotomized. 3 of them received the operations. He credits to long-term exposure in the waste and poor diets, this, that. 2 of them didn't survive. They died on the table. So their remains were fed to the
Basement ghouls.
down below. Yeah.
We have received the information that we came for, though we will be unable to fulfill our task and return with the 4 as requested.
But we know, at least.
Give him closure. Yep.
I'm tempted to just let the rest of this just go on being its thing.
I got an idea.
All right.
We're going to need that body right there. He points down the Eternal.
Hey, yeah.
Someone wants to carry that. I ain't carrying it. Don't make an old man carry stuff.
Adam will carry it.
Thanks, Adam.
We're going to have some creative eating.
What I was thinking we could do is we can get that elevator all the way up to the surface. Okay? Then we put the Eternal inside of it, all fancy like. And then we let the elevator drop all the way down and we screw up all the cabling so it can never come back up.
Just trap everyone down here with the remains of the Eternal.
Because he's eternal.
Yeah.
And they would definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also in this terminal, Jules, you do find the controls for the elevator. Because it was kind of locked down on that center position. Of course, you did find a way to bypass that manually, but this would just be a secondary way to do it if you just wanted to unlock it here.
I will turn this knob adequately, and this will now work.
Okay. Yeah.
So proud.
Give me one more science test there, Jules. There's one other thing.
Uh-oh. Use an AP. Use an AP.
I was just about to take that off the party AP and do a science. And let me see if I'm doing that right.
Look at that.
3 successes.
Yay, 3
yes.
successes.
Hidden kind of in the, the deeper portions of this computer, you find the commands for the controls for the Raymonds.
Yeah.
You're checking and you can see that there's 5 or 6 currently offline. There's 20 of them that are still active. Shows you the tasks that they're currently assigned. And it gives you some basic options. Pretty much, if you want to do something, just tell me what to do and we'll figure out how to make that happen. But you do have control over the Raymonds here.
Now all Raymonds must fight to the death. There can only be one Raymond.
Is there a I wonder if there is an instruction that is a instruction for them to no longer have to take instruction.
Oh, just free them.
That would be Joel's vote for
Yeah.
sentience of some sort.
There is, yeah. It's remove previous programming, and just operate autonomously.
I believe that mind control is not okay, and all creatures should be able to make their own choices. They may suffer consequences of those choices, but they should be able to make them nonetheless. Are you all in agreement?
Sure.
Yeah.
We're
That's
leaving
fine.
anyways, so
Yep.
maybe the
Okay.
Raymonds go crazy and kill everybody down there. Maybe the other way around. Who knows? Maybe not.
Is that another
Maybe them
science roll to
ghouls
try
get
to
loose.
initiate that?
No, you're fine. You got all those successes there. You're good. Okay. Anything else you all want to do?
Yeah, Adam is trying to see any evidence of whether or not anything worked or did not work when it came to working on
Oh,
the ferals.
so here you wouldn't have much information on that. You do find in his notes that he has plenty of references to the work that Sister Radiance was doing.
We should probably send her on the elevator ride too.
If you're
We can
looking
get to her.
specifically for that, you can go try and check some of the labs that she had. See if she has any notation on that or anything.
Yeah, Adam doesn't really say much. He just goes in that
Sure.
direction.
Sure. You spend a while. Eventually, you find your way into the surgical theater, and kind of looking down, you can see that there are 5 or 6 of these tables with feral ghouls strapped down to it, all in varying points of sedation, dissection. I guess it would be vivisection. They're alive.
It's an atrocity.
And she does have a small office off to the side with a terminal on it.
He stands there debating whether or not to put them out of their misery or to see if there is any way to, he's not going to give up on them just yet.
Okay.
But he then goes over to the terminal.
Sure. I want that science test. Two successes. That's good. Hers was actually password protected, so it was a 2 difficulty.
Nice.
But you find, once again, just countless decades of research and experimentation. I mean, she's tried everything to restore cognitive abilities to the feral ghouls living below. Biomechanical kind of implants, living tissue implantation, removal of parts of the brain that kind of control aggression. Mild success at the best. Nowhere near restoration to the people that they were before. So she wasn't successful in the way that she wanted or the way you would be looking, but you could offload this data. There are some tapes you could plug into it and offload this data. Maybe in the hands of someone else, they could use this data.
Yeah, Adam will grab the DAT tapes and
Yeah.
back up that information.
Sure.
And then he sees that these ferals are in a state to where they can't recover. That's correct, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, he puts them out of their
Okay.
misery.
Yeah. Not a problem. They're tied down. Like I said, most of them are sedated in some way. Yeah, not a problem.
He says out loud, "I'm sorry," before each and every one, and then leaves this, closes the door, comes out, rejoins the group.
Okay. So, y'all rolling out?
Think so.
Okay. Make it to the elevator, ride it to the top, leave the charred bodies of Sister Radiance and the Eternal in the elevator. When you get to the top, the Raymonds that were outside are just gone. No sign of them. Send the elevator back down. If you want to permanently break it, I will need a repair test here.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I got some decent repair.
Okay.
What would be the stat intelligence? Is it?
Yeah, it'll be intelligence.
All right. I'll I'll give you a threat.
Okay.
Get an extra one. Okay.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, there we go. That's
Not
3
bad.
Very good.
successes.
Yeah. Here's a question. Do you want to leave this in the state where it'll be completely non-functional for the people down below, and someone up above would have to fix it? Like, do you want to leave it in a way where it's disabled, but you would know how to get it working again? Or do you want it to never work again?
That's a good question. Levon's a pretty bitter old man, and he blames everyone down there for all the awful things that happen, regardless of whether the other two. Levon would probably be okay with just making it so it's never functional ever again whatsoever.
Well, you're
Yeah,
leaving.
I'm fine with that.
You roll
made
the
the choice.
test. You gut this thing. You rip it. You smash parts. You break teeth on cogs. I mean, hydraulic lines. You slash. I mean, you very thoroughly and systematically destroy this. And it would take a complete replacement for these, elevator parts up above to get this to ever work again.
Well, I feel better. I don't know about y'all.
I might shoot it a couple times and
Just
say I feel
fine.
better too.
Yeah.
No one will twist that knob ever again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Adam remains silent, doesn't say anything.
It's a very traumatic experience down there, yeah. You all start your journey home. It's, minor events here and there, nothing you all can't handle. Turn the job into the Minutemen. Disappointed in the outcome, but glad you neutralized a threat. They would have been kind of happier if you would have tried to convince the people to leave. Do you tell them that you destroyed the elevator to get down there?
Yeah. I mean, Levi wouldn't hide anything
Yeah.
from them.
They definitely would have. It would have been nice if you wouldn't have done that, because the people down there who were innocent. But it is what it is. You did.
They're,
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't see any of them. There's just a bunch of guilty folk down there.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they're just let things lie.
Yeah, and you all
Just enablers and such.
Yeah. You all get paid. Mission is complete. That's the end of our little arc here. Good
Sweet.
job.
Yeah.
Who
Okay.
knows what when the drugs wear off, anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that'll be the end of Fallout for now. Maybe we'll revisit it. Maybe we won't. Only time will tell. We've got some conversations to have on the back end to figure out what we're doing in this time slot next. And they'll be announced through the Grim and Perilous Media, wherever hit up the website. Adam, you want to drop that? Follow us on social media, join the Discord. We'll announce everything there. But let's do some closing plugs. Jeff and Melissa, what do you two got going?
Yeah, in like 2.5 hours playing One Ring Second Edition over on
Great
twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers.
Yeah.
Monday, we'll be back to Deadlands. You can see a couple faces in this game over there as well. Tuesday, our friend Steven runs Haunted West on our channel. It's another one of those weird West type of campaigns. And let's see, next Friday is a Hunter night. So we're doing Hunter the Reckoning.
Nice. Let's see, for Defenders later tonight on Defenders of Cobalt, 9 p.m. Central, I'm going to be running some old school essentials, doing a one shot since our Goodman Games stream. We have to, it's not happening tonight. Wednesday, we're going to be doing Thunder Rift, probably the finale of Thunder Rift. And then Friday, we're going to be doing Dungeon Crawl Classics, our Dead Sun campaign. So that's kind of what Defenders of Cobalt's got going. Adam, anything we need to talk about for the studio?
Yeah. So we hope you all liked watching the show. We are affiliates on Amazon and DriveThruRPG. If you are interested in picking up this game, here's a couple links. Whether you want physical or PDF, we're affiliates both there. So if you like the post-apocalyptic setting, it's my personal favorite. We are working on our own post-apocalyptic setting for the Zweihander rule system. It's called Radiator. In fact, you can see some of the art for the cover behind me. If you go to the website, then you go and sign up for our Patreon, then you'll get some insider access. You'll see our live play. Well, you'll see our recorded playtesting of it. And if you dig deep enough, you'll find some systems and things that we've developed for it. So check it out. If you really like post-apocalyptic stuff, I hope you join us.
Well, thank you, all of you, for playing. That was fun. Everyone watching, thank you. And I guess we'll catch you all later. Deuces.
Bye-bye. Thank you.